The State Commandant, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC), Lagos State Commandant of Corps CC Usman Alfadarai, earlier on Friday, 3rd February 2023, visited the Commissioner of the Independent and National Electoral Commission (Inec) in Lagos, Mr. Usman Alfadarai, at the Commission's office situated in Yaba, Lagos.
Thank you. Commandant of Corps Usman Alfadarai, MPA, MNIM, FDC, was born on the 23rd of February 1970 at Zaria City, Zaria LG of Kaduna State. He is a devoted Muslim. For his basic education, he attended Salvation Army Primary School, Agege, Lagos, between 1976 and 1980. He also attended Al Islam College, Agege, Lagos, which makes him to be the Omowale.
CC Usman Alfadarai vowed to secure Inec personnel, facilities and electoral materials, amongst others, while stating his purpose of visit at the very crucial engagement with REC and the Inec management staff. He further assured the Commission of the command's unflinching readiness, commitment and allegiance to the electoral process, which also formed part of the basis for choosing the Inec headquarters as the first point of call after his assumption into office as the new NSCDC Lagos State Commandant. He then reiterated further that as one of the major stakeholders in the electoral process, the NSCDC has a lot of roles to play, particularly in the protection of INEC personnel, facilities and electoral materials. He then sought the support and cooperation of INEC to continue to sustain the already established harmonious working relationship between the Commission and the Corps, create better enabling environment and improved working relationships, which will spur the command to render effective security services in line with its mandate before, during and after the elections. The Honorable Resident Electoral Commissioner (REC) of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) in Lagos, Mr. Usman Alfadarai, in a warm reception of the NSCDC, Lagos State Commandant CC Usman Alfadarai divulged the many achievements of the Commission in the areas of voter education and publicity, sensitization of Nigerians against the menace of fake news, misinformation, disinformation and malinformation, as well as improvement in the collation of permanent voters cards (PVCs) by registered voters. The REC, Lagos State, however, stated that there is no process without its challenges, with due regard to the enormous work the Commission has put in place to ensure a free, fair, peaceful and credible 2023 general elections in Lagos State and the entire nation as well. He then called on the continued support of the NSCDC Lagos State Commandant in the areas of security and personnel, both in the office and on the field, protection of sensitive and non-sensitive electoral materials, peaceful conduct of the entire electoral process, and maintenance of law and order before, during and after the elections, amidst many others. In addition, he further says the opportunity to commend the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, the Nigerian Police Force, NPF, the Department of State Services, DSS, and other relevant stakeholders on election matters for harmonious and synergetic working relationships aimed at reposting trust and confidence in the minds of present, very well-informed voters in the state. The INEC team who received the NSCDC Lagos State Commandant were Mr. Usman Alfadarai, Resident Electoral Commissioner, Mr. Adebisi Ajayi, Administrative Secretary, Mr. Adaramola Felix, Head of Department HOD Electoral Operations, Mr. Taiwo Badegeshi, HOD General Administration and Procurement, Mr. Gabriel Abidakun, HOD Election Party Monitoring, Mr. Mr. Muyiwa Yusuf, HOD, VRICT, Mrs. Bolale Babajide, HOD Legal Services, Mrs. Adenike Tadeshi, HOD Voters Education and Publicity, Mr. Akinbon, Personal Assistant to Honorable Rec. Finally, senior officers who accompanied the NSCDC Lagos State Commandant to the Inec visit included Deputy Commandant of Corps DCC Paul Shobmide, Head of Administration Department, Superintendent of Corps SC Aliu Jamilu, Personnel Assistant to the Commandant, Deputy Superintendent of Corps DSC Boluwari Oluwasho, Public Relations Officer DSC Afolabi Muhyiddin, Officer in Charge INEC, Assistant Superintendent of Corps 2 ASC 2 Osita Ejononu, Head of Protocol.